wanted to make the perfect pot roast?
Yes.
Wanted to show you how today. First off, you need to gather all of your ingredients, which is potatoes, carrots, onions, a roast, salt and pepper, water, and beef bouillon cubes. First, starting off, you need to make sure you have the perfect size crock pot. And I guess it just depends on however much roast and carrots and potatoes you make. But get your crock pot out and first start out by cutting all your vegetables, whichever vegetables that you wanted to put in it. I chose onions, carrots, and potatoes. As far as cutting the onions, you just peel the outside of it off, and then you cut the ends off of them. And then you will cut it into fours. And then you put them in the crock pot. And I already cut the rest of them up. After putting the onions in, you'll start by putting the potatoes in. And I've already peeled these. Basically, you just cut the outside of them off. Same with the onions, the brown stuff. And then you'll also cut these into fours, depending on how big the potato is. After cutting them, you want to soak them in cold water so it gets all the nasty stuff off of it. Then you just put all the potatoes that you cut up in there also. And then with the carrots, you also peel them and cut the ends off. And then you place the carrots into the crock pot as well. And you'll want to soak all the vegetables to get everything off of them before you put them into the crock pot. After getting that in the crock pot, I usually start by putting bouillon cubes in it. We got the Weiler's brand. It's pretty much the only brand I've ever seen, but you can get it at Walmart. As well as the potatoes. We got the Orida ones. It's the ones that we normally get. And these are the carrots. You just get the longer ones because they do a lot better in the roast. Anyways, the bouillon cubes come in little packages, and I usually put about 6 of them in there, so I already unwrapped those. So I'm going to put those in the roast on top of the vegetables. And after putting the bouillon cubes in there, you'll place the roast on top of the vegetables. Some people put the roast on bottom, but it doesn't really matter either way. And the roast I got was actually also from Walmart, and it's just called the Beef Eye of Round Roast. Just place the roast on top of the vegetables and season with salt and pepper. Just put as much to taste as you think your family would want. After putting the salt and pepper on top of the roast, you will cover the rest of it with water. Normally, you try to put enough water on top of the roast. Just fill the water all the way up on top of the roast. And then after placing the water in the roast, you'll put the lid on top and put it on low, which I'm not going to do right now. After you put it on low, you should probably cook it for 8 to 10 hours. And the longer you cook it, the more tender the meat will be, and the more, I guess, done it will get, of course. But you'll know when it's done when it's pretty brown throughout the whole thing, and you can take a fork through it, and it'll just flake right off. So, and you'll know when the vegetables are done. They should definitely be done after 10 hours. That's it.
Good girl.